Raging fire formation! Let's go, everyone!
Now! We strike as one!
Got it! Show us.
All right, welcome everyone to a very special stream. We have a very special guest. I'm going to throw introductions over to them first, so feel free to take it away.
はい、日本一ソフトウェアの新川宗平です。皆さんこんにちは、またはこんばんは。
I'm Sohei Niikawa from Nippon Ichi Software, and good evening or afternoon or morning to wherever you are. And my name is Alan Costa, and I'll be helping out with translation today.
Hi, I'm Sahil. I'm back here.
Sahil's playing our game. I'm Laura. I'm going to be your disembodied moderator. We did get a lot of questions from Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We will be taking questions from Twitch chat also, so please get that in, and YouTube chat. We love you, YouTube. We're sorry we can't see your chat sometimes. But I believe, did Mr. Niikawa want to address something?
He did not,
first?
actually.
Okay,
Yes.
just kidding. We are going to switch it over to the game real quick. And as we switch over to the game, I am going to mention that we do have a very special giveaway. If you check in our title for our stream, if you type in, I think it's exclamation point, gimme PS4 or gimme Nintendo, you will be entered in to win a Disgaea 1 Complete Limited Edition and signed poster. There are separate giveaways. We have a PlayStation 4 one, we have a Nintendo Switch one. Please choose which one you'd like to enter both. Totally fine with us. Reminder, it is only Twitch chat. Sorry, YouTube. But you will have to enter through Twitch chat, and it is locked to NA region only. Please be aware of that. So I'd like to take it away with our first question.
Cool. Anything and everything, let's go.
All right.
ノーコメントとは言いません。
He said, I will not say no comments, so hit me.
All right. Well, we'll see. So we did get at Coward Lord on Twitter asked, what inspired Mr. Niikawa to get into games?
新川社長のゲーマーになったきっかけは何でしょうか。
ゲーマーになったきっかけ。
そうですね。
そうだね。最初に遊んだビデオゲームが多分、ピューダってわかる？ピューダ。昔のね、
はい、
ブロック崩しみたいなしか遊べないゲームの機械があって、
はい、これテレビゲームですか？
テレビにつないで、
はい、
ブロック崩しだけをやるゲームみたいなのが。
Okay, so he says that a long time ago. これは何年ですか？大体80年前とか。
小学生になったかなってないかぐらいじゃない。
So80年代。Okay, so he said the early 80s, there was a game called Pewter, which was like a one solo game that you connected to your television, and it was like a block breaking game.
で、あとは近くに日本で駄菓子屋っていうのがあって安いお菓子とかゲーム機が置いてるようなお店なんだけど、そこで、10円で遊べる、ゲーム機があるんだね。そこでギャラクシャンをめちゃくちゃやったわけですよ。
And he says also nearby my house when I was a kid there was a what's called Disgaea, which the easiest way to explain this is if you've ever seen the anime High School Girl, it's where they go sometimes to play. And with a 10 yen coin you could play certain games. And he says one game that was there was Galaxian, and he said he played an absolute ton of Galaxian as a kid.
あとはね、親戚のお兄さんが持ってたパソコンでファルコムさんのドラゴンスレイヤーとかやった覚えがある。
Says he also remembers one of his relatives had a PC, and he went to go to their house and he played Falcom's Dragon Slayer.
本格的にゲームにハマり始めたのが、ファミコンのまださらに前の任天堂さんが出したゲームウォッチ。
はいはいはい。And he says when he really got into games though was Nintendo's Famicom pre-platform, which was the Game & Watch series.
あのあたりからめちゃくちゃ遊ぶようになったね。
So he remembers he played a lot of those.
でファミコンが出てからやっぱりマリオとかゼビウス、ファミコンでもやっぱりギャラクシャン遊んだね。
He said, and so then when he did end up getting a Famicom, or what we call Nintendo, he played a lot of Mario, of course, Zevius, and of course Galaxian.
で初めて遊んだゲームがRPG が、ドラゴンクエスト。
Dragon Quest was there. One. He said the first RPG he played would be Dragon Quest 1.
でそこから RPG 結構遊べるんだかな。
He said after that it was RPGs all the way down.
っていうのが子供の頃。
That was the childhood of Mr. Niikawa.
でそこからもうずっとゲームフ ファンで大学生になるまでもうゲームばっかりとった。
And he said, he continued to play games. But when he became a university student, that's when it was all games all the time.
ただね、ゲームを作る人になるっていうことは一回もそれまで考えたことがなかった。
He said, however, within all that, he never felt the desire to want to become a game creator to work in the games industry.
で、大学の3年生の時にファイナルファンタジーの5を遊んでた。
He said in university in his third year, he played Final Fantasy V.
でそれがめちゃくちゃ面白くてクリアした後にどうやってこういうゲームを作ったんだろうかとかで自分やったらどうするだろうかとか考え始めたんですよね。
And he says after playing that, after beating it, he thought, wow, how does one make a game like this? What if I were to make a game like this? What would I do? And he said that's the first time he began to think about game development as a thing.
でその時にそのゲームのことを考えるのがすごく楽しくてこれをもう一生の仕事にしたいっていうふうにその日のうちに思ったんです。
And he says, he realized just how fun it was to be thinking about this kind of thing, about how to create a game and what to do to make a game. And he says from that day, that moment, that's when he knew this is what he wanted to do.
それまでは大学で広告の勉強してたのね。
And in university, he had been studying advertising.
でインディアナ・ジョーンズみたいなやり方に。
ごめんなさい. I misspoke myself. I apologize. He was studying archaeology. And he wanted to become like Indiana Jones.
そうそうそう。で世界中を冒険して美女と出会って、そんな生活をしたかった。
He wanted to travel in the world, meet beautiful women, live that kind of lifestyle.
そうそうそう。でもその日の一日でゲームクリエイターになりたいっていうふうに変わった。
And from that day on, his dream changed to wanting to become a game creator.
でその後ね、やっぱりその自分を変えたゲームがスクエアエニックスさんのファイナルファンタジーだったんで、スクエアエニックスに入りたいと思って企画書書いて6回ぐらい送った。
And he says because Square Enix had made this game that essentially changed his life, he sent them plans for different games up to 6 times.
で全部落ちた。
And none of them obviously became games, and he didn't get a chance to work with them or for them.
だから今ここにいるんですね。
But he says that is why I'm here now, working at Nippon Ichi Software.
そんな私の人生です。
So that is my life.
All right, we're going to take a question from Twitch chat. We saw a couple of them. We're going to try to get to some of them. We're sorry if we can't get to all of them. But M3 Talk 1D19 asks, are you surprised with the acceptance of Disgaea in the United States?
びっくりしたびっくりした。売れると思ってなかった。
He says, I was extremely surprised. I did not expect it to sell.
ディスガイア1はね、アトラス USA さんが出してくれたんだけども、最初にディスガイアをアメリカで発売したいですってアトラスさんから連絡あった時に、絶対売れへんからやめときって言った。
He says, as some of you might know, Atlas USA, well, what was Atlas USA at the time, actually published the game. And he said he remembers them coming and making a proposal. We'd like to publish this game out in North America. And he said, you should not do that. It's not going to sell. I don't recommend you do this.
なぜかというと、ディスガイアは完全に日本のゲームファンというかオタクに向けて作ったゲームだったんですね。
And the reason for that was because Disgaea was made for hardcore Japanese game fans, what you call otaku.
で遊んでいただいた方はよくわかると思うんですけども、ゲームのいろんなところに日本のアニメとか漫画とかゲームとかのパロディが入ってるんですね。
And again, those of you who play Bold know that the reason for this is that so many things within the game reference manga, anime, other games.
でこんなの日本のオタクしか絶対わからんと思ったんですよ。
And he said, I thought that only Japanese otaku would get these references.
だから売れないと。
So I thought it wouldn't sell.
でもね、実際アメリカで売ったら売れちゃった。
But it went on sale in America and it sold.
ですごい驚いたんだけども、実際アメリカにイベントで行った時にファンの皆さんと会って理由が分かった。
He said, what really surprised me though is that I actually had opportunities to go out to America and meet fans, and I understood when I met the fans why these games are popular.
オタクは世界共通。
Because otaku are the same everywhere in the world.
例えば、 トレーラーとか流しても笑うところが一緒
So, for example, if in a trailer, if there's like a joke, everybody laughs at the same parts.
で皆さんやっぱりその日本の漫画とかアニメのすごく詳しい
I said all of you out here really deeply know, Japanese manga and anime.
だからそういうパロディのネタが分かるんだね、
So you understand where the origins of the parodies come from.
世界はつながってる、
And I feel that the world is connected in that way.
もうやっぱりオタク文化は最高だね、
Otaku culture is wonderful.
オタクが世界を平和にすると私は思ってます、
I believe that otaku will bring peace to the world.
ね、それが一番大事だと思います、
I believe that's the most important thing.
以上
That's that.
All right, we have a question from Instagram. Zaku Hasubaku. Who is your favorite Disgaea protagonist?
Disgaea シリーズの一番好きな主人公は誰でしょうか？
まあ難しいけどね、まあどのキャラクターも好きで作ってるキャラクターなんで、まあただやっぱり一番最初に作ったキャラクターたちへの思い入れっていうのはやっぱありますよね。そういう意味でやっぱラハールかな。
He says, all of the characters that I've created, I created them, and they're special to me and important to me. But I'd say I would have a special, connection and affection for the main character of the first game, Laharl.
I'll take another question from Twitch. Maka Isuki asked, "What is Laharl's last name?"
Laharl no myoji wa nan desu ka?
はい。
He doesn't have one.
Oh no. All right, let's take a question. Oop, I twisted. From we had a couple of people ask similar questions. But where did the inspiration for Disgaea come from?
Disgaea シリーズのインスピレーションとか
インスピレーションはね、ちょっと説明をすると、ディスガイアの前にラプセルっていうゲームを作ったね、シミュレーション RPG.
So to set this up, let me explain, give you the whole picture. Before we made the Disgaea series, there was a series called the La Pucelle series.
でそれがまあ日本ソフトウェアとして初めてのストラテジー RPG だったんですね。
That was the first SRPG that we as Nippon Ichi Software created.
でまあ日本でまあ5万本ぐらい売れました。
In Japan, it sold about 50,000 units.
でただ我々としてはまあ10万本とかそれぐらい売れるゲームを作りたかったんだけれども、なかなかその壁を越えられなかったんですね。
And we really wanted to make a game that would cross over that 100,000 unit barrier, but unfortunately, we just couldn't seem to do that.
でラプセルは結構自信があったんで売れると思ってたんですよ。
And we believed that La Pucelle would have been the game to do that, to overcome that 100,000 unit barrier.
でも10万の壁を越えられなかった。
But we couldn't.
でもう何作ったらいいかわかんねえ。
So we didn't know what we could make to do this.
で当時年に1本毎年ゲームを作ってたんですね。
And at the time, we were making one game per year.
でその1本が売れたらあと1年会社が生き残れるみたいな、そういうまだ会社がちっちゃかったんでね、そんな会社だったんですね。
And the company was really small, so basically it was like we'd make one game that would give us enough money so that the company would last one more year to make another game.
でディスガイア作る時もそういうまだ小さい会社の時期だったんですね。
And so this guy was made in the midst of this situation.
なので状況としては何を作ったらいいかわかんない。でも1年以内にいいゲームを作って売らないと会社が潰れる。そういう状況だった。
And so to put it more simply, we were still small, and we were in this position where we didn't have a lot of money, and unless we made a game that would sell within 1 year's period of time, the company would go bankrupt.
その時に思ったのがもうわからんから好きなことやろうぜっていう。
So I thought at that time, we don't know what we're doing, we don't know what we should do, so let's go crazy, let's do what we want to do.
でまあチームのコアメンバーがもう好きなものをもう全部入れちゃいましょうと。
So I said, all of us on the team, these core members of the team, just take what we like and just all of us kind of throw it into the pot.
でじゃあ舞台を魔界にして主人公たちを悪魔にしたらもう何やっても OK なんじゃないかと。
And so I said, let's create this world, which where the title takes its name from, Makai, or the underworld, where anything goes. It's opposite of our reality, and you can do anything.
どんな要素をこう詰め込んでも、それは魔界だからとか、それは悪魔だからっていうので全部問題ないのかなと。
So that we could be able to say, because we have this very special setting, which the rules of our world don't apply, We can do whatever we want, and anything and everything goes in this world that we've created.
で、まあ、好きなシナリオを書いて、で好きなゲームシステムを盛り込んで、っていうことをもうぐちゃぐちゃいっぱい詰め込んで合体させたらディスガイになった。
And so I wrote the story that I wanted to write. We put in the game systems or systems for the game that we thought we thought were cool. We threw them all together, and what came out was Disgaea.
日本にはね、闇鍋っていうものがあるんですよ。闇鍋。
There's a type of nabe which is like a hot pot in Japan that's called the hot pot of darkness, or yami usually means in this situation something that's like unknown. So the unknown hot pot.
なんで暗闇の中でみんなが材料を持ち寄って、ただその材料が何かわかんないというのをみんながこう入れて、何が口の中に入るかわからないっていう闇鍋っていう食べ物なんですけれども。
And so what it is that you kind of put out the lights. Everybody brings, because nabe is something that you do communally. You bring with your friends. You do it at like a home, and you bring whatever ingredients you want. But you turn off the lights. You don't show other people what you brought. You just kind of dump it into the pot. So when you're eating it, it's kind of fun to figure out. Well, wonder what this person brought.
で、ディスガイはまさに闇鍋。
And this guy is exactly that. It's yami nabe.
しかもね、食べてみたらね、美味しかった。
And when you eat it, it actually ended up tasting good. So.
で、そして実際に発売したらあっという間に10万も超えて壁も超えたと。
And so when we released it, sure enough, everybody else thought it was delicious too, to keep the metaphor going. And we overcame that 100,000 unit goal.
すごくいい話だよね。
Isn't that a great story?
All right, I'm gonna ask a question because you said no comment answers going on. But I know a couple people brought it up before. We're gonna keep it hypothetical. But if you could see a Disgaea character in Super Smash, which one would it be?
もしスマッシュプロで、スマブラで使い方が登場する人だったら登場してほしいですね。
そうだね。まあさっき言った主人公のラハードとワンのやっぱりラハードエタナフロンっていうキャラクターがやっぱりすごく人気あるんで、まあ、私としても出るんだったらそこに出てほしいし、そのキャラクターたちが出てほしいし、多分お客さんも出てほしいのはその3人とあとプリニーかな。プリニー忘れちゃうからね。
はい、確かに。So he says, again, going back to the first game, Laharl at Naflan, these are characters that people still really love. I think the fans would love to see them in there. And you can't forget about Prinny, so I think, be a little greedy there and put 4 characters in it.
皆さんから任天堂さんにお願いしてください。
So please, everyone contact Nintendo and let's get the characters in there.
I'm going to take a question from YouTube. Mr. N asks, can you please make Disgaea for the rest of eternity?
永遠にDisgaea作ってください。
ああ、そうですね。はい。皆さんがもういらないっていうまで作ります。
So we'll keep making them until you guys say we don't need this anymore.
All right, let's throw it to a Twitter question from @Linka13. What's a non-Disgaea SRPG game that you guys have made that's your favorite?
Disgaea 以外のシミュレーション RPG、彼女が作っている好きなシミュレーション RPG は何でしょうか？
もうすでに出したもので。
そうです。
そうだね。出したものでやっぱりさっき出てきたラプセルがすごく好きだね。
So I really like Lapusel. We talked about it a little earlier, but
まあゲームシステムも好きだしストーリーも好きだよね。
I like the game systems that were in it. I like the story.
あとはファントムブレイブとかファントムキングダムをね、ちょっと変わったシステムで面白いんじゃないかなって。
Said also Phantom Brave. The systems in that game, particularly the battle system, is pretty unique.
あとは私は開発にはちょっと関わってないんだけどソウルクレイドル、ソウルノマとかここもやっぱり未だに結構人気があるね。
And he says for a game that we did that I personally wasn't related to, it would be Soul Nomad, which is for PS2. He said I really liked that game.
どれをじゃあもっぺん2なのかリメイクなのか作りたいかってもし聞かれたとしたらラプセルかな俺は。
And he said if someone were to ask me which game would you like to どこですかリメイクですか？
なんか同じゲームシステムを使った新作を作るとか2とかでもなく。
なるほどですね。A game with all the same basic gameplay ideas, not necessarily a 2, Lapusel.
悪魔と戦うストーリーとゲームシステムなんで、ちょっとそっちを久しぶりにやりたいかなっていう。
It's a story. The setting is about demons fighting angels and demons fighting, and so we'd like to revisit that story.
もう最近悪魔ばっかなんで。
Because particularly recently it's just been demons
ちょっと
only, so
ちょっと戻りたい。
So we'd like to go back to the angelic part. 天国の方へ。
そうそう。
Just a small build off of that question because we had a similar one from Twitter at the Shakalaka. Any non-Disgaea NIS games you personally would like to see remade?
ちょっとまあ似てるような質問ですけれども、ディスカイ以外のゲームで、リメイクぜひやってみたいなっていうゲームでしょうか。
リメイクなるほど。ラプソディ。
ラプソディ。
一番やり
That would be the number one.
I'm going to throw it over to another Twitter question at Belgair. Since we are playing Disgaea 4, Complete Plus, what's your favorite thing about Velvetores?
今はディスカイア4が今プレイされてるんですので、ちょっとディスカイア4について聞きたいんですけれども、バルバトーゼの一番好きなところは何でしょうか。
イワシだね。
His love of sardines.
真面目な顔して、なんかそういうイワシとかずっと喋ってるのが、いいよ。ギャップがいい。
はい。So the fact that he's such a serious character normally, just that serious face, and then always going on and on about sardines. He just loves that gap between the appearance and what the guy's on about.
Here I
ちゃん
come.
とかっこいいのがいいよね。
So, and he's also cool though, so that's a good thing too.
There.
I have a personal question, if that's okay.
Wonderful.
Is it okay that I like Lucky Boards more than Prinnies?
Oh. ロラからのことなんですけど、プリンよりラッキーポーツ。
I like
ラッ
Lucky
キー
Boards.
ボード。
はい。の方が好き。
あ、俺が？
いや、彼女が。
彼女が
それはいいですか？
いいセンスしてると。
So actually no, it's a good
Okay,
it's a
good.
good choice.
すごく可愛い。
So they're cute.
Good, good. A lot of people get on my back about that.
顔が腹立つけどね。
So, but their faces kind of piss you off, don't they? A little bit.
Well, I like their faces. That's the problem.
そういう顔が好きですから、
そう
そこが問題じゃないかなと思います。Well, that's a good thing.
Okay, cool. Since we're talking about some of our protagonists here, Maka Itsuki also asks on Twitch, what do you like about Laharl?
じゃあ主人公についての質問ですけども、ラハールの好きなところなんですか？
ラハールの好きなところ？ラハールの好きなところはなんだろうな、こう、まあ、結構可愛いところ。
He's cute.
ひねくれてて可愛いところ。
He's obstinate yet still cute.
まあやっぱりこう一番最初に描いたキャラクターなんで、私が思うこんな悪魔がいたら楽しいなっていうのが多分一番それを表しているのがラハールなんだと思う。
He was the first character I wrote, as like what I thought would be neat or interesting as a demon, and so he's what came out. This if I think this is what I think would be cool for a demon. So yeah,
まあ決して正義の味方じゃなくて、
he is not an ally of justice,
でも
but
かっこいい。
he's cool.
All right, I'm going to take another Twitch question from Minty Lives. Who would win in a fight between all the Disgaea main protagonists?
ディスカイアの主人公はもうみんなが
それは非常に難しいね。
そうですか。
難しいね。難しい質
そう思い
問だ。
ます。
There.
So that's a difficult question.
それはね、まだちょっとちゃんと比べたことがないね。
So they've never actually compared their power levels, so I don't have an answer.
俺はね、多分ね、私がこう自分で考えたキャラクターだとしても、その順位をつけたら、絶対皆さんは文句を言う。
So even though these are characters that many of them I've created myself, if I were to rank them, I think it would piss a lot of you off. So,
なんで皆さんで議論してください。
so you guys can fight about that amongst yourselves. I'll leave that to you.
I'm going to take a question from Twitter at Goggle Candy. If you could incorporate a guest character from a different publisher into Disgaea, who would it be and what would they do?
ディスカイアシリーズに、他社さんのキャラクターをもし取り入れてくれるとしたら、誰を入れてほしいんですか？そしてそのキャラクターの役割は何でしょうか？
おー、他社の
There.
ゲーム
Games, right?
Uh,
Video games, not just media in general.
I'm going to assume game publisher.
そうですね。ゲームですね。
ゲームか。いや、あんまり考えたことないですね。
Because I've not really thought about this before.
なんかこの中に登場してこう違和感なく存在するキャラクターってあんまり思い浮かばないですね。
I can't really think of a character that we could actually put in there that wouldn't feel really out of place in Disgaea.
ただソニーさんのトロとクロは、
はいはい。
コラボレーションで実際出たことがあるんで。
Right. So actually, though, a long time ago, we had Sony's probably Japan-only mascots, Toro and Kuro the cats. We had them come out this guy actually.
意外にまあいろんなキャラクターをまあ魔界なんでね、いろんなキャラクターを受け入れることはできるのかもしれないね。
So maybe it's that because it is the Makai, maybe characters can kind of be liked and accepted there.
個人的にはね、ドラゴンボール。
Said I'd like Dragon Ball no character. I'd like a character from Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball franchise to
孫
come
悟
out.
空とかさ、
Like
フリーザとか、
Goku or Frieza,
セルとかさ、
Cell.
出てきてね、そのボスと戦うとワクワクするじゃん。
So it'd be really cool to have him fight a boss. Wouldn't that be, you get excited watching that, right?
はい。
So let's see.
All right, let's take a silly question from Instagram. Shinra Rat asked, "Can you cook or eat prinnies?"
プリニは料理、プリニの料理できるんですか？例えばプリニをなんかさばいて、プリニの料理。
そうだね、プリンは食べられる側だろうね、どっちかっていうと。
He said, yeah, prinnies are, probably the kind that get preyed on, so they are edible.
そう、
どんな料理作るんですか？
どんな料理でも多分作れる。
Said you could probably make, anything you want out of them.
それもなんか皆さんの想像次第でいろんなことが起きるんじゃないかな。
So I'm sure many of you can think of some interesting ways to dine on prinnies. So.
It really distresses me.
ちょっと引いてますね。
あ、弾いてんだ。
All right. So Chris on Facebook asked, "What's one feature you've wanted to implement in a Disgaea game but have not yet been able to do so?"
今までずっとディスガイアに、ある機能をずっと入れたかったんですけれども、残念ながら入れられなかった機能なんでしょうか。もしあれば。
いや結構思いついたやつはどんどん詰め込んでいくんですよね。
So basically, we're able to put pretty much everything we want to put into the games.
例えば1でできなかったことは2に入れるんですよ。
And so what usually happens though is if we're not able to put it in Disgaea 1, for example, then we put that element into 2.
で2を作ってる時に初めて思いつくんだけども2には間に合わないっていうものがやっぱあってそれはやっぱ3に入れていくんですね。
And then the process continues. If there's something in 2 that towards the end of development that we think that we're unable to implement, then that would go into 3.
なんでまあ結構最終的には全部入れていく感じにはなりますね。
So I think you can say that, at the end of the day, everything we want to put in the games shows up one way or another in one of the games.
なんで今もやっぱりこうディスガイアでこれをまだやってないとかやりたいことっていうのはあります。
But there are still things that we haven't done in this, not talking about features, but things that we've wanted to do with Disgaea or in Disgaea that we haven't been able to do that.
その中のいくつかが、まあ、次のディスガイアでまあ皆さんに遊んでいただくことになるんじゃないかなと思います。
And you'll be able to see these things in the next Disgaea that's coming out. How's that for a teaser, Cheese?
Oh boy. I was avoiding those questions. Anyways. So I believe Hibinya on Twitch asked, what's Niikawa Sensei's favorite anime, since he seems to enjoy comedy a lot?
ニカワさん一番好きなアニメは
アニメはそうだねアニメはねそんなには見ない。
So I actually don't watch a lot of anime.
漫画ばっかり。
I read a lot of manga.
でもねやっぱり今まで子供の時とかも含めて見て一番自分に影響を与えたアニメっていうのもやっぱりある。
So, but there are things that I've read and watched as a kid, and there's one in particular that does stand out to me that's actually influenced me quite a bit.
ドクタースランプ
And that's Dr. Slump.
がまあそれドラゴンボールの前の鳥山明先生が書いた漫画をアニメしたものだけどね。
So it'd be, obviously Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, is what he did before writing Dragon Ball, and that's a manga, obviously, and it also became an anime. And Niikawa-san has very good memories of that.
なんかやっぱり好きなところっていうのはやっぱりいろんなキャラクターがいるんだけどどれもやっぱりこうまあ可愛かったり楽しかったりコメディとしてすごく優れている。
This is what I like about it is that there's so many characters that come out, but they're all in their own ways. They're cute, they're interesting, they're funny, they're able to play off one another.
で悪役も結構いろいろな悪役が出てくるんだけれどもどれも憎めない。
And even the bad guys that come out, you're unable to really hate them.
結構そのディスガイアの世界とかを考えたりストーリー作ったりする時にも影響を受けてるんじゃないかなと思います。
And I feel that even in terms of this Disgaea series itself, I think I've probably gotten a lot of inspiration and received a lot of influence from that Dr. Slump.
All right, I know we've gotten a couple of shipping questions
Oh,
between
boy.
characters. Let's get some of those out of the way. Would Marona and Laharl ever date?
すごいもうファンの質問が来てます。マロナとラハルはカップルになることがあります。
誰と誰？
マロナ。
マロン誰？ファントムブレイブ。
ファントムブレイブの
マロンとラハルがそんなカップリングは今まで想像したことがないね。
He said, I have never thought of that match before.
でも別にありえないとは限らないのかもしれない。
But I don't think it would be necessarily impossible.
はい、まあ公式には今のところそういうことは考えてませんけれども、
There's no official plans, obviously, for that.
非公式に想像していただく分には自由に想像してください。
But in terms of, you know, thinking about that type of thing in the background in your own universe, please knock yourself out.
新しいね。
That's a new one. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before.
Keep those OTPs alive. Going into more shipping, Sirbot42 on Twitter had asked, when are Mao and Rasperal going to be a couple?
同じような路線の人なんですけど、マオとラズベルはいつ正式にカップルになるんですか？
それも考えてないね。
I have not thought about this one either.
いやカップルにはしない方がいいんじゃないかな。
I don't think they should become a couple,
あく
actually.
まで永遠にライバル。
They should eternally be rivals to one another.
っていうスタンスがやっぱり彼女にとってはいいんじゃないかな。
So I think that's the best for those two.
One of these questions I thought was kind of interesting from Rosalind Snow 1 on Twitter. Will Disco ever be a final boss in a spin-off game or side story?
外伝的なゲームではデスコがファイナルボスとして登場することは言えますか？
あってもいいよね。
That's a good idea.
いいと思うよ。
I think that's totally a good idea.
そういうゲームが出るかどうかは分かんないけ
I
ど、
don't know if a game like that's going to be coming out anytime soon, but as an idea, it's a good one.
なんかゲームのサブシナリオ的な形でね、ラスボスとそのサブシナリオのラスボスとして出す分にはいいかもしれない。
So maybe it'd be better actually to have her as like a sub last boss as part of like one of the smaller stories within a larger game.
Hey, Laura.
Yes.
The mic is a little in the shot.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No worries.
Gonna move that. Okay.
すみません、マイクがちょっと。
あ、見えてた。
Behind the curtains, guys. Sorry. Now you know the secrets.
All right, just to get the last shipping questions out of the way. Will Harl end up with Flan?
最後のキャラクター対キャラクターの質問ですけれども、ラハルとフロン。最終的にはいどうなりますか？
みんな好きやね、そう。
You guys love that one, don't you?
好きに想像してください。
Just more. Up to you. Think about it yourselves. Go where you'd like to go with that.
All right, let's take a question from Twitter again. At Hanko Deluxe, what is your favorite, most treasured game?
That he's made or just in general?
In general.
一般的に一番好きなゲームは何でしたでしょうか？一番の思い出に、一番何でしょうか？
まあやっぱりなんでしょう、子供の頃にすごい遊んだっていうまあギャラクシーアンだったりとか、あとはまあ自分の人生を変えたファイナルファンタジー5っていうのはもちろん。
Probably, you know, again going back to my childhood, thinking about Galaxian would be one, and then Final Fantasy V, which again, you know, changed my life. Probably those two.
最近でも遊んだコンシューマーのゲームだと、ちょっと古いタイトルを最近1年前に遊んだんだけど、ペルソナ4ゴールデン。
For a more recent game, he says, something I played last year actually on the Vita was Persona 4 Golden.
あれめちゃくちゃ遊んだ。
So that was I played a lot of Persona 4 Golden.
100時間以上遊んで、
Over 100
レベル
hours.
も最高レベルまで上げた。
Reached the top level.
楽しかっ
It was fun.
た。5はまだ。
I still have not yet played 5, he says.
携帯機で遊びたいんだ
He
よね。
said, I want to play it on a handheld device.
アトラスさんスイッチで出してください。
Atlas, if you're listening, please put it on Switch.
I'm gonna throw it back to
You think I'll put it on Switch?
いやだって今個人的な話よ。
Well, so say.
All right, I'm gonna throw it back to some Twitch questions. Mahanya P asked, why was it decided to make Killia more serious compared to other Disgaea protagonists?
キリアについてディスガイア5の主人公のキリアについてなんですけれども、他のディスガイの主人公と比べるとちょっとまあシリアスな真面目な
真面目やね。
ですよね。なぜそういう方向性に持っていこうと思ったんですか？そのキャラクターに関して。
まあ やっぱりこうコメディなキャラクターは、まあ、ラハールとかマオとかそういう主人公もやってきてるんで、なんかコメディな主人公はちょっとなんていうんですかね、彼らを超えるものをちょっとなかなか思いつかなかった。
So he says, we've done comedic characters before. You've got Lahara, you've got Mao. And he says, we reached a kind of point where we didn't think that we could come up with something better than those two on the comedic front.
なんで、まあ今までのシリーズとやっぱり違うキャラクターで、なおかつ、このキャラクターが魅力的なんじゃないか、面白いんじゃないかっていうキャラクターとして生まれたのがキリア。
And he says, thinking about other things that we could do, and taking things from the opposite direction, what can we do there? The character who came out of all that thought process was Killia.
これからだから、まあ、6とか7とか8とかっていうふうに続けていくことになると思うんだけども、やっぱりどの主人公も違う主人公にしたいですよね。
And as we go along throughout the series into 6, 7, 8, we want to make all the characters unique and special to themselves. So that's kind of the direction we'll take too, is making a unique character.
なんでやっぱりナンバーが変わることによって、まあ、違う主人公、違うストーリーで、あと、まあ、ゲームシステムの基本は一緒だったとしても、やっぱりこういろんなシステムが追加されたりとかしていることでの、ゲームのプレイ体験が違うっていうのをやっぱり提供していきたいですね。
He said, what I want to give to all of you is every time there's a new Disgaea with a new number on it, I want it to have a different main character, a different story. And even though the gameplay should be familiar and should have roots in what's come before, I want it to also feel like a new experience as well. And so that's what we want to give you all going forward.
If possible, because I know we're having a little bit of mic issues with softness, if I could ask you guys to scoot up just a little bit. I was trying to extend the mic closely, but hopefully that'll help out. Thank you guys for letting us know that.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
I'll try to speak louder too.
I'm going to take a question from YouTube by Corruption Point. Can we have more sexy pro tags like Killia?
これからもなんか綺麗みたいにセクシーな主人公お願いします。
あらセクシーなんだ。
So that's sexy? Okay.
そうあんまセクシーかどうか意識してなかった。
So I didn't really think much that he was sexy, but okay.
そうセクシーはどこがセクシーやったの？これ半分脱いでるような服装がセクシーや。
He said, what makes him sexy? The fact that he's like, just got his jacket and, abs for days or what?
His abs are really long.
なんかこの辺の筋肉がなんかすごく長いというか、
そこがセクシーだった。
She goes, so, and then that's the sexy part?
それもデザインの問題よそれ。
We call him a long boy.
社内でロングボーイと呼ばれてるし、初耳ですけど、ロングボーイ。その
どういう
筋肉が長いからロングボーイと呼ばれてる。
そうなの。
So that I did not know that.
Maka Itsuki, I know you asked this question a couple times. Is there ever going to be a new Disgaea anime?
Disgaea のアニメ新しいものを
どっか作ってくれるんだったらぜひ作ってほしいですよね。
Said if we get approached, absolutely, I'd love to, have another one come out.
Netflix とかやってくれんかな。
Said, what about Netflix? Netflix.
皆さん Netflix に連絡してください。
So after you contact Nintendo, please hit up Netflix for us.
最近 Netflix のオリジナルアニメとか多いよね。
そうですね。He said, recently there's been a lot of original anime on Netflix, hasn't there?
多分いっぱいお金持ってるからやってくれんじゃない。
And they have a lot of money, so they should be able to fund us with no problems. So.
Oh my god. That's why we have that disclosure on the bottom of our stream. Let's take a question from Instagram. Did you think the Prinnies would be as iconic as they turned out when they were first created?
プリニを作った時に、もうシリーズの会社の象徴になると思ったんですか？
そこまでは思ってなかったね。
He said, I did not expect that.
ただ、一番最初に原田武人さんにキャラクターのデザインをお願いするときにこのゲームのマスコットキャラクターにしたいんでマスコットキャラクターになるようなキャラクターを描いてくださいってお願いしました。
He said, however, I did talk to Mr. Harada when we were making the game, and I said, I do want this character to become a mascot character for the game, so please, create a mascot character when you create this character.
そしたらペンギンが出てきて。
And out came a penguin, so.
まあディスガイアでできて、でまあ結構そこそこ人気がついて。
So Prinny came out in Disgaea 1 obviously, and people seemed to like Prinny.
あとはまあ他のディスガイアのシリーズもそうだけど、 他のゲームとかに登場させるようになってきたんだね。
And then, from there, Prinny obviously came out in other Disgaeas, but also in other of our franchises as well.
でプリニーのこういうグッズとかもねいろいろ出していくようになったらいつの間にかなんか会社のマスコットキャラクターみたいになってたね。
And, after that, we started making Prinny items for sale, such as this hat here that he's wearing. And before we knew it, he became the company mascot.
もう最初になんかその会社のマスコット的に扱ったのはアメリカの方が早いんじゃないかな。
He says, but he has a feeling that NIS America were the first to use Prinny as a mascot, actually, rather than the head office over at Nippon Ichi Software.
でアメリカのイベントとか見ててねプリニーを、会社のマスコット的に扱ってるのなんかもちょっと参考にしながら、いつの間にか日本でも、マスコットキャラクターになってきた感じなんじゃないかな。
And he says, I participated in events out here in America, and I noticed that, NIS America was actually using Prinny kind of as the company mascot, and I thought, there's something we can learn from this. So I kind of took those ideas back, and they became, Prinny became the mascot of the company.
でもずっとそのプリニー以外のマスコットもそろそろ考えなくちゃいけないね。
But I do feel that maybe it's time to think of a different mascot than Prinny.
ライバルが必要。
He needs a rival.
Lucky board. Just throwing that out there.
No. Go take on this.
I'm gonna throw it to a Facebook question from Michael, who kind of asked. I shortened it a little bit. Sorry. How much exposure do you get, and you and the Disgaea creative team actually get, to fan-created works of Disgaea? Like fan art, original content, original characters.
社長とディスカイアの開発チームはどれほどユーザーさんの作ったファンアートとか同人誌とかそういったものをどれほど認識というか見たことあるんですか？
俺はもうほとんど見ない。
はい。He says, personally, I don't read or look at any of them.
で開発のチームの子らは多分そういうのが好きな子たちもいると思うんで見てる子は多分見てるんじゃないかなって思います。
He says, however, I think there's probably, folks within the development team that are interested in doujinshi and fan art and stuff, and they're probably checking out what's out there.
私はそのお客さんがその絵とかを描くことに対してすごくありがたいことだと思ってて、それに対してその絵が似てるとか似てないとかいいとか悪いとかっていうふうには考えたくもないので、もう自由にしてもらったらいいかなと思ってる。
And just to give you a little more information about that, I'm incredibly grateful that the fans actually want to do something like this. It's just rather than being put in a position where I have to say this is good or bad, or it looks exactly like what we've done, or this looks totally different. Rather than even having to go there, I prefer not to look at any of that stuff. But I'm more than happy for fans to do it and knock yourselves out in your fan creations.
一方でお客さんのコメントは結構見る。
On the other hand, though, when it comes to user comments, I actually pay quite a bit of attention to those.
褒めてくれてたら嬉しいし、ダメだって言われたら何がダメなのかをやっぱり知りたいですし、でそれによって確かにと思ったらやっぱ次のゲームの時にそれを直すっていうことをねやっぱりやりたいんで、お客さんのそういう声は見に行ってますね。
And for those comments, if we're being praised, I'm more than happy to receive that. I'm grateful for it. But on the other hand, if a customer and a player says, I didn't like this about the game, and they give us that extra bit of information to explain why and what they think, I pay attention to that, and if there's places where we agree and we think that it should be changed, we'll take it back and we'll actually adjust it and change it for the next game, and we'll implement that feedback that we get. So that kind of feedback is very important, and I do pay attention to it.
Alright, I think first mate Dan had asked on Twitch, what was the origin for the name Prinny?
プリンの名前の由来は何ですか？
火山やと確か。
volcano. エトナみたいな感じです。
エトナもそうだし、ラハールもそうだね。
So Etna and Lahara are also named after volcanoes, and Prinny is two, he believes. Anybody want to Google that for us real quick?
フロンは火山ではないけどね。
Flan isn't, however. そうですね。フランフランス語の
そう。キャラクターデザインの原田さんと確か相談して、なんかそういう統一感持たせたらどうだろうっていう意見が原田さんからあったんで、じゃあっていうことで、なんかいろんな火山とかの中からなんか一番こうしっくりきたものを選んだ。
Hi. So he said, I was talking to Mr. Harada, the artist, and we thought it would be good or cool, or he thought, I should say, it would be good or cool to have some kind of thematic element that linked all these things together. And so we came across volcanoes, and so we chose volcanoes that specifically worked for what we were trying to do.
All right, let's throw this to another Twitter question. It's a little bit a long one, but it says, Disgaea games encourage reckless play, which is uncommon in the genre, i.e. characters explode, the hospital's giving you bonuses. Was that always the goal, and how did that happen?
ちょっとさっきの質問の繰り返し、答えが繰り返しなんですけども、スカイではむちゃくちゃなことをやってほしいんですね。無謀なことをやってほしい。それはそもそもゲームを作った時にそれをやってほしかったんですけど、それとも結局ゲームを作ったらこういうこともできるんですねみたいな。
その予定してやってたが。
そうですね。
そうですね。まあなんでしょうね。最終的にこうなるっていう計画で作ってたわけではない。
はい。Well, we didn't, have actually an end goal in mind when we were creating the game to begin with. Like, we wanted you to play it like this or that.
ただこう思いついて面白いものはもう全部入れてしまおうっていうふうに思ってたんで、どんどんいろんな要素がこう混ざっていった結果、こういうゲームになっちゃったっていうことですね。
And so, because this game is a game of all of our ideas, like we thought this would be cool, let's throw this in, and that would be cool, let's throw this in. Because the game is an accumulation of all these different things. As a result, it ended up so that you could do, these crazy things within it.
発想としてはこんなこと普通はできないよねっていうことをやってみるっていうことですね。
And part of the, mindset behind that was the idea that, like, other games don't do this. What if we presented something where normally you wouldn't be able to do something like this, but in this game you can.
例えばこういうマス目型のストラテジーゲームの他にもいろいろありますけども、やっぱりマップの端から端的のいる端まで行こうと思った時にやっぱり少しずつ移動していかなくちゃいけないじゃないですか。
For example, in other grid-based strategy RPGs, if you want to get from one end of the map to the other, you have to go kind of, little by little reach over there, right?
そんなの持ち上げて投げればいいじゃん。
So we thought, well, what if someone just pick you up and chuck you to the other side?
とかね。
For example.
レベルってなんで99までしか上がらないのとか。
And we thought, why does the level have to cap out at 99?
ダメージって別に1億とかでもいいよねとか。
You can have, 10 million, 100 million points of damage that you can deal. Why do you have to cap it at something?
あとはなんだろうね、もっと細かいところでいくと、ガムっていうアイテムがありますよね。ディスガイの中で。でそのガムを噛んで食べたらなくなるんですね、普通のゲームでは。
And there's an item in the Disgaea game's gum, right? And usually if you were to use an item like that would be treated as an expendable item. Once you chew it, it's gone.
でも噛んだガムになったらいいんじゃないの？
But we thought, wouldn't it be cool if like you have, chewing gum after it's done? And now that's an item.
っていうふうにこうお酒とか飲みながら喋ってたら、それが次の日そのままゲームの中に入っているみたいな。
And so, a lot of these ideas came from us just, drinking it up together at night, and the next day, now it's in the game.
だから、エトナが噛んだガムをラハールに食べさせるとかね。
So for example, it's like, you could give Maharo the gum that Etna had been chewing on, for example.
それ何かが起きるわけじゃないんだけど、皆さんの妄想はかき立てられますよね。
So nothing happens by doing that, but your imaginations can run wild with that. So.
そういう大きいところから小さいところまでね、こういうことはあんまりやらないよね、他の会社さんはとか他のゲームではないよねみたいなことをどんどんやっていくっていうのがDisgaeaかな。
And so Disgaea really is this idea that other games don't do this, other companies don't do this. What can we do? What would be cool? What would be fun? And those are the types of things we threw into Disgaea.
Just going to do a brief call out since we had a bit of a hiccup with our giveaway, which we are going to be running around 6:05ish. Just as a heads up, please re-enter if you had previously entered. That should get your vote in. Also, there is no second I in Gimme. There's one I, just in case you entered with two I's. All right, let's get another question out. Let's do this Twitter question from @McTrollsAlot. That's promising.
Sorry.
What is your favorite Disgaea class? You can have a favorite human class and a favorite monster class.
一番好き。
わかる。そうやな。何かな。 ちょっとやっぱ一つに絞り込むのはなかなか難しいね。とりあえず思いついたやつで言うと、やっぱ女の侍。
Oh, he said he understood first of all, so I don't have to translate. He said the first one, he doesn't want to really put it to one, but if he had to choose, one would be the female samurai
あと女の忍者。
and the female ninja.
あとは魔法剣士の女の子。
The female magic swordsman,
あとはアーチャー。
magic knight, I guess, and then archer.
女の子ばっかり。
All girls, all of them. We both noted that.
基本的にはね、男は使わん。
He said, I don't really use the guys when I play the games. モンスターですか？
え？
モンスター。
モンスターは猫股。
Oh.
For monsters, it's Nekomata
サキュバス。
and succubus.
そんなところだな。
There it is.
All right. Let's go to a Twitch question from Adeta Henken. What was the first game you either worked on or headed, and what were your thoughts going into it?
一番最初に社長がディレクトか、携わったゲームは何でしたか？そしてその思い出は何でしょうか？
一番最初に作ったゲームは麻雀ゲームです。
The first game I made was a mahjong game. You know, like the Chinese mahjong game.
で、もともと私はゲームを作りたくてゲームの会社に入りました。
So I originally entered a game company because I wanted to make games.
で、日本一ソフトウェアっていうゲームに入りました。
And I entered this company, Nippon Ichi Software.
ただ私はゲームを作りたかったんだけど、ゲームを作るのに必要な技術は持ってなかったんだね。
However, even though I wanted to make games, I didn't have any of the necessary abilities to make games.
プログラムもできないし、
I can't program.
し、
I can't draw.
音楽作曲とかもできるわけ
I
でもないん
can't.
で、
I'm not a music composer.
なんで最初の仕事は営業とか広報
So the first work that I did was sales and marketing.
で、技術持ってないんで仕方ないな、その通りだなと思って営業とか広報を最初やってました。
And I accepted that position, understanding that again, I didn't have any of these necessary skills that you would use when developing a game.
で、入社して1ヶ月経った時に当時の社長、オーナーの社長が一緒に大阪に行こうって、出張に行こうって言ったのね。
And a month after I joined the company, the then president of the company, he and I went on a business trip to Osaka.
で、駅のホームで今から行く大阪の会社で麻雀ゲームを作ってるんだと。
And I was told, as we were waiting on the platform for the train to Osaka, I was told this company we're going to visit is making a mahjong game.
で、お前そのディレクターなって言われました。
He said, and you're going to be the director of it. I thought, what?
俺入って1ヶ月なんやけど
He said, I just joined the company a month ago, dude.
技術何も持ってねえんやけど
I have no ability to do this.
何言ってんのこの人。
What is this guy talking about?
でもね、やっぱチャンスだと思った。
But I also saw this as a chance, an opportunity for myself.
で、やってみようと思っていろんな先輩方にそのゲームのことを教えてもらいながら作ったのが最初のゲームでしたね。
And I took advantage of the opportunity. I talked to many people who were my predecessors in game development. I got their advice about what to do, how to do it, and yeah, that's what I did.
それがでもゲームの開発に入ったきっかけなので、
So that's what got me into game development directly.
すごくいいチャンスをもらえたと思ってます。
And I think that was a wonderful chance that I was given.
All right, I'm going to do a brief call out for the giveaway. It seems our Nintendo bot that was supposed to be grabbing the you guys' entrance isn't working. We're going to throw it all to Gimme PS4. If you want the Nintendo one, enter through Gimme PS4, please. We're just going to ask you guys which ones you entered in for whoever wins. But we're sorry about that. We're not entirely sure why our contest bot for Nintendo isn't working, so please enter the exclamation point Gimme PS4. All right, we have a couple more minutes here, so we're going to do a few more questions. Let's do an Instagram question at Relay Romans. Are you interested in making a fighting game for NIS characters?
And Nippon Ichi Software characterで格闘ゲームを。
いいね。
Sounds like a great idea.
アークシステムワークスさんに連絡してください。
So please call Arc System Works for that one.
これ俺何回も言ってるんで。
He said, I've said this many times actually.
向こうの社長にも言ったことあるから。
Even to their president, as a matter of fact.
なかなか実現しないですけど。
And it doesn't quite come to fruition.
いつかできるといいですよね。
But it would be great if that were to happen.
All right, let's go to a Twitter question from @randomsensei. What other genres would you dare to explore with Disgaea?
ディスガイアの、名目で、シミュレーション RPG 以外のジャンルは何を挑戦したいところですか？
そうだね。実はアドベンチャーゲームは作ったことあるんだよね。
So we've actually tried. We made a visual novel called Disgaea Infinite.
そう。なんでやるなら他のジャンルがいいですよね。
So, and Disgaea actually does, we found, lend itself well to other genres.
そうだね。いくつかあるかな。
So there's several.
一つはやっぱり RPG。
One would be an orthodox RPG.
で、もう一つはレースゲーム。
Another one would be racing game. カートスタイルですか？
マリオカート、むちゃくちゃなマリオカートみたいな。
Like totally all in on Mario Kart style.
むちゃくちゃなことができる。
So you can do crazy things with that. Just like Disgaea.
そういうのがいいね。
That'd be cool.
出ないと思います。
So I don't think that game will ever come out, however.
よう作らんと。レースゲーム作ったことないし。
She said we've never made a racing
あ
game
れは
before.
結構ノウハウがいると思うんでね。
So I feel like you need a lot of, built up, accumulated knowledge to make a
そう
racing
そう
game.
だからレースゲームもちゃんと作れる会社と組んでやらないと多分無理だろうねあれは。
We'd really need to work with a company who is well versed in racing games to make that a reality.
All right, let's go to Amelia on Facebook who asks, does Laharl have a secret hobby?
ラハルの隠し趣味は何ですか？
隠し趣味隠さないんじゃない？
He said, I don't think he hides anything actually, so.
隠してるんだとしたらそのままそっとしててあげてください。もし彼が隠しているんだったらね。
That if he is hiding anything, he has a tendency to just put it out there right away. So,
そうだね。ゲームは好きだと思う。
so he probably likes games though. So,
Okay, I know we've asked a couple favorite character questions. Let's go to Ren Ryutsu on Twitter who asked if you could be any of the characters from the main cast, who would you be?
for any of the disguise, right?
Yes, I guess just main cast is the.
Gotcha. ディスガイアシリーズの中で主人公に社長が、なれたら誰
なりたい。
なりきりみたいな。
なりたいか。なりきり？なんだろう。考えたことないな。
He said, I haven't thought about this one before.
なりたいか。なりたいな。なりたいはないけど、プリニーはちょっと面白いかもね。
So it'd be kind of fun to be a Prinny, maybe.
エトナにこうお仕えするプリニ
A Prinny who served Etna.
ーかな。
Yeah.
All right, let's throw it to. Where did my question go? There it is. So Bjorn asked really early on, but since we're kind of ending the stream now, I'd probably like to leave off on this. But for those looking to get into the game industry, what advice would you have for them?
ゲーム業界に入りたい方々に何かアドバイスをいただけますか？
そうですね。一つはこう本当にゲーム業界に入りたいですかっていうのをよく考えてもらった方がいいと思います。
First of all, I really think you should ask yourself and think carefully, do I really want to enter the game industry?
やっぱりそのゲームを作るっていうこととゲームを遊んで楽しむっていうことは全然別なんですね。
Because making games and being involved with the making and selling of games is entirely different from enjoying games themselves and playing games.
やっぱりゲームを作るっていうのはやっぱり90% 以上がしんどいことので作る。
Because especially developing, making games is 90% blood, sweat, and tears. It's difficult.
なのでやっぱりその自分が作りたいものがあってとかそのゲームを作る側なのか売る側なのか広める側なのかゲーム業界の中に入って人を楽しませる側になりたいって思える人じゃないと大変かな。
So unless you really have this love of games and want to get people to play those games and enjoy them, any place you fit yourself into the games industry, whether that be development, whether that be in sales and marketing, anything like that, it's difficult. And so you have to really be sure that that's what you want to do and that's what you love doing.
ゲームを遊ぶ側の方がやっぱり幸せだったっていうこともあると思うんで。
And there are some people out there who find, entering that actually enjoy playing a lot more than I do being involved in this capacity.
でもしそれは大丈夫と絶対ゲーム業界に入りたいんだっていう人はまあとにかくゲーム業界に入ることだね。
But if you still believe, no, this is what I want to do, this is what you believe that you should be doing, then what you need to do is find a way to get your foot in the door and just enter.
なんでしょうね。どんな職業からでもいいです。
And it can be anything.
例えばアルバイトでももちろんいいでしょうし、
As a part-time job, maybe?
テスターとかも
As a
もちろんいい
QA
と
tester?
思いますし、なんでしょうね。私みたいにいきなりゲーム作るっていうではなくて営業とか広報みたいなスタートでもいいと思うんです。
Or someone like me who, even though I had no abilities that you could really apply to game making, enter and maybe do sales, do marketing, something like that.
あとは大きい会社である必要もないと思います。
And it doesn't need to be a gigantic company.
出版社とかでもいいと思いますね。ゲームメディアでもいいと思いますね。
It can be a publisher too. It doesn't have to be necessarily a developer.
なんでその雑誌のライティングするとかね、ああいうのもいいと思います。
Or something related to games overall. For example, you could be a magazine writer, that reviewed games or talked about games.
とにかくそのゲームに関わる仕事をするっていうことですね。
The point is to find an occupation that has to do with games or a job that has to do with games.
でそこで一生懸命やっていくのと、やっぱりもう一つはそのゲームを作りたいっていう情熱を忘れないっていうことですね。
And so doing that, as well as never forgetting, your passion towards wanting to make games and be involved with games is also super important.
でそうやってこう続けているうちにどっかでチャンスは巡ってくると思います。
And as you go through that, I truly believe there'll be an opportunity that presents itself to you to allow you to kind of get deeper into the industry.
あとゲーム業界からゲーム業界への転職ってゲーム業界に入ることよりも簡単なんで。
And honestly speaking, moving around within the games industry is a lot easier than entering the game industry to begin with.
で最初は自分が入りたかった会社と違う会社だったとしても、そこで頑張って実績を残せば、一番本当は入りたかった会社に行くっていうこともできるんじゃないかなと思います。
So for example, if you might not be entering at first the company that your dream company, but if you do a good job there, if you work hard, you might find the opportunity presents itself to go to that company that you wanted to go to.
頑張ってください。
Do your best, all of you.
I think that is a good spot to leave off on. We are at 6 o'clock. I would like to thank Mr. Niikawa for joining us.
もう
And
OK？
Okay.
もうなんか聞き足りないことない。
Is there anything anybody last dying to answer? Have him answer
a
questions.
lot I skipped over. I'll admit that.
OK。
But also, thank you, Alan, for translating.
No problem. You're welcome. 大丈夫です。ありがとうございます。
OK。
Just a quick call out. Please get your Gimme PS4s in it. We are including Nintendo people into the PS4. Please let us know if you do win, which one you are trying to get. We are going to put it on a Be Right Back screen. We're going to let Mr. Niikawa and Alan exit here. We will be back in a few minutes, so please stay tuned, guys.
Stay tuned.
Forgive me.
はい。ありがとうございました。
right, we're back, people.
Hey,
We are your
everyone.
disembodied voices. We're gonna do a couple call-outs, so please feel free to get the Gimme PS4 in. We do apologize. We were running 2 different contest bots. It seems that one of them for the Nintendo one wasn't working, but we wanted to be able to have it separate. We were too ambitious. We're sorry. I did want to show off the prizes, so while you guys are getting your last-minute Gimme PS4s in, let me show you what we do have. So we do have the Disgaea 1 Complete Limited Edition. This is the PlayStation 4 one. Just as a forewarning, the Nintendo Switch one does have a slight damage to the shrink wrap. However, this is unopened. I just want to make sure you guys know that ahead of time. It is still unopened.
Yeah.
I'm going to push that awkwardly
Everything's
over
in
here.
there, though, so.
So please, when you do win, let us know in chat. We'll give you a little bit of time. If you don't let us know right away, we'll figure something out. But also included, because it's not actually in the box, you do get the No Pie mouse pad of Etna. Get it?
Awesome.
It's a No Pie because there's no.
You can't
pie.
explain that joke on stream.
I'm not allowed to. Pass me the posters over there.
Oh yeah, and then these 2 signed posters.
Very special Disgaea 1 Complete signed posters by Mr. Niikawa. You can see his lovely printy.
Oh, on the wrong side.
It's
There you
so
go.
good.
Yeah, it's cute. So yeah, you get that poster. And
All right, I'm gonna do a quick shout out to Daniel. Let's roll that giveaway at 6:10. That'll show up in chat. So get your stuff in before 6:10. Let's go over a couple of announcements while we're waiting a couple minutes for that. I don't have my announcement stock. There it is. Just a quick call out to our store. The NISA online store collector sale is going on. It is going to end soon. It is going to end on 12/8. Right now we have 70% off on games, 33% off on merch, 28% off on apparel, and you get a free Prinny Squad lanyard with every in-stock order. So there's that. Also, definitely check out our Discord. And if you want to see any of our old VODs, since we do so many streams, you can check out NIS America live on YouTube. If you just go to NIS America and go to other channels, we should be linked in there. Got 2 more minutes to kill. All right. Definitely check out our December stream schedule. Oh, what I should mention. Usually we restrict you to the 3 months rule if you have previously won. Because this is a special stream, we are opening it up to everyone NA region. If you have previously won, if you won last week, the giveaway's open to you today. So please feel free to enter. We are not restricting you. It is the season of giving. We want to give you guys stuff. Also, every Thursday this month, we have really cool giveaways. So please join us on Thursdays. And of course, if you want to see our stream series on Tuesdays, which we have been playing Penny Punching Princess, feel free to stop by for that. No giveaways on Tuesdays, but we appreciate you guys nonetheless. Yeah, Dio, get your thing in there.
Dio's like, oh man.
Yeah, sorry. If you won, congratulations. You can enter this one now
Just
too.
a reminder, if you did win again, if you have won our previous giveaways, you are eligible to run in this giveaway. So.
Yes. Also, it's restricted to NA, which means we can only ship to NA.
Yeah.
Please be aware of that if you do win. We cannot ship outside of NA, which is Canada and America or US.
Canada excluding Quebec.
Yeah, we're sorry, Quebec. It's a legal thing. We can't ship to Quebec.
Yeah. Beautiful place, though.
Yes, we love Quebec. We also love YouTube. So if you are on YouTube, you do want to enter, please enter through Twitch chat. Let's see, 1 more minute. What should we talk about? Oh, thanks to everyone who's been following us too. We haven't been able to call it out, but we appreciate all of you. Let's also swap this to giveaway time. We are not Mr. Niikawa.
Oh, I always wanted to be, though.
Oh, that's fine.
That was a really enlightening experience.
It was really fun.
Yeah,
I'm glad we got to ask some of the questions I was trying to avoid.
Yeah. When he was also asking for some ports too.
Yeah, wait a minute. Mr. Niikawa has some requests for some people. Let's get on that.
Persona 5 Portable.
Oh, man.
You couldn't see me, but I was laughing really hard on
Yeah, no. When
on
he
the
asked
side there.
Netflix to pick up the Disgaea anime, it's pretty good. All right. Oh, it's 6:10. Let's see who won.
Yeah.
Let's check our Twitch chat out. Feel free to roll that whenever, Daniel. We'll wait.
We'll patiently wait. Yes.
We will ask whoever wins what you would prefer.
Yeah, for sure. Man, when he started talking about game design and stuff and how he got into it, that really spoke to me because it's
Minty Lives, you have won
Hey,
our first giveaway of
congratulations.
Disgaea 1 Complete Limited Edition. Please let us know if you'd like the Nintendo Switch or the PS4 one. Right now.
Yeah. Would you like the Nintendo Switch version or the PS4 version?
Yes. Which one did you enter? Minty, tell us.
You can tell everyone.
We won't roll the next one until you tell us. We'll be here forever.
Wow.
It's okay. We'll
We'll wait
chill.
awkwardly. We'll just stare at the
Yeah.
camera.
No,
very
we do
quietly.
this every stream.
We'll slowly zoom in into the camera and just like until
Nintendo Switch. All right, Nintendo Switch
All
for
right,
Minty.
Nintendo Switch.
That's the one. We are
All
rolling the PS4 one. We do thank everyone who was entering for the Nintendo Switch version. We do very much appreciate you guys entering our giveaways. If you haven't won before, please continue to enter. We have so much stuff we want to give away in December. We have extra giveaways we want to give away in December. We also have some social media stuff, giveaways occasionally, so definitely check our social medias for those. Anyways, Bass Bonnie Bray, you've won.
Hey,
You've won the
congratulations.
PlayStation 4 version. Also, if you have one, please keep your DMs open on Twitch. I almost said Twitter for some reason. Please keep your DMs open on Twitch. Did you enter for the PS4? I guess that's probably a question we should ask too. Please confirm that you would like to accept the PS4
He
version.
says PS4 is good.
Okay,
All right,
good.
cool.
We did
Thank
it.
you.
Yes, join us next Tuesday if you'd like to see more Penny Punching Princess stream series. Wednesdays are our reruns. We're doing old school reruns. It's kind of like a good Ghosts of the Winter Holidays, past, present, and future.
What are you talking
Sorry,
about?
it was doing an old story. Congrats, guys. Keep your DMs open. Thank you, everyone who asked questions, who lurked, who entered our giveaway. We love you all. Even YouTube.
Shout out to Daniel, by the way, for managing.
Yeah,
all that.
apologies for the giveaway thing. That might
Thank
have
you
been
so
my
much,
fault.
Daniel. We really appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Thank you for wrangling that in for us. We are cutting the stream a little short. Usually we stream till 6:30, but we kind of reached the end of it. We'll be back next week. Oh, next Thursday, no stream. I think that's on our schedule. We are going to be out of the office.
By the way, sorry if I triggered anyone from being bad at Disgaea.
Oh, that's right.
I was officially bad in front of the president, so that's on the record.
I mean, one of the questions I was thinking of asking him was how well is Sahil doing?
Oh, you should ask that.
I didn't
man.
want to put you on the spot.
Nah, it'd be funny.
All right, guys, we are going to say goodbye. Thank you guys so much again for joining us. And, of course, thank you definitely to Mr. Niikawa and Alan for translating. How long is the sale going on for? Let's do one last question. It says 12/2 to 12/8. I believe, when is the 8th? Is that Sunday? It'll end on the 8th. I don't have an exact date, but definitely get it in before the 8th then. Anyways, guys, have a good one.
Yeah,
we'll
take
be
care,
back
everyone.
next week. Have a great weekend. We love you all.
I love you.